Everything you believe about Earth is temporary. This planet has erased entire worlds before, and it will do it again.
It has burned, frozen, shattered, and rebuilt itself more times than you could ever imagine. And yet, standing here today, you believe the ground beneath your feet is stable, that this moment is permanent, that this story somehow belongs to you. But the Earth does not belong to you. It never did. If you could compress the entire history of this planet into a single day, humans would appear only in the final seconds before midnight. Everything you have ever known, every empire, every war, every idea, would exist in a moment so small it would almost disappear. And still you act as if you're at the center of it all. But to understand your place, you must go back, far beyond memory, far beyond history, back to a time when even the Earth did not exist. More than 4.5 billion years ago, there was no planet, no ocean, no sky, only a vast cloud of gas and dust drifting silently through space. No shape, no purpose, no direction. And then, slowly, inevitably, something began to change. The cloud collapsed under its own gravity, pulling inward, spinning faster and faster, growing hotter and brighter, until at its center, pressure became so intense that it ignited. A star was born, not gently but through violence, light emerging from collapse, energy from destruction. Around this newborn star, fragments began to form. Dust became stone. Stone became worlds. Countless collisions shaped these early planets, each impact rewriting their future. And among them, a young Earth began to take shape. But this was not the calm blue world you know today. It was a place of fire and chaos. Its surface was molten. Volcanoes erupted endlessly, filling the sky with toxic gases. Asteroids rained down from space, striking the planet again and again. Nothing was stable. Nothing was safe. And then one collision changed everything. A massive body nearly the size of Mars slammed into the young Earth with unimaginable force. The impact was so violent that it tore both worlds apart, sending debris spiraling into orbit. Over time, those fragments came together, forming the Moon, a silent companion born from destruction. Even the calmest things you see in the sky were created through chaos. At first, Earth had no oceans. All water existed as vapor, trapped in a thick, suffocating atmosphere. But as the planet slowly cooled, something extraordinary happened. The sky began to fall, not as storms, not as rain, you know, but as an endless downpour that lasted for thousands, perhaps millions of years. Water filled the surface, carving the first oceans, transforming the planet into a vast, endless sea. And within that ocean, something impossible appeared. Life, not intelligent, not powerful, barely alive. Microscopic organisms, drifting in darkness, invisible, fragile. And yet, within them existed the foundation of everything to come. Forests, animals, civilizations, even you. But at the time, they were nothing more than silent survivors in an indifferent world. For nearly 1 billion years, life remained simple, unchanging, almost unnoticed. But change does not always come suddenly. Sometimes it builds quietly, until the world can no longer remain the same. These tiny organisms began to harness sunlight, turning it into energy, and in doing so, they released something that would transform the planet forever: oxygen. What you breathe today was once a poison. As oxygen filled the atmosphere, it wiped out countless forms of life that could not survive it. This was one of the first mass extinctions, not caused by war, not by choice, but by change. A reminder that survival has never belonged to the strongest, only to those who can adapt. The planet shifted again, temperatures dropped, ice spread across the surface until much of the earth was frozen. A silent, white world. Still, empty. Yet beneath the ice, the planet continued to move. Continents drifted slowly, colliding, breaking apart, reforming again. The earth has never been still. It only appears that way to those who live for a moment, and then as suddenly as it had frozen, the ice began to retreat. Life returned. And this time, it exploded. In what scientists call the Cambrian explosion, life diversified rapidly. Strange, alien-like creatures filled the oceans, some with shells, some with spines. Forms unlike anything you see today. It was as if the planet had awakened, experimenting with existence itself. But as always, this abundance did not last. The climate shifted, the oceans changed, and once again, life collapsed. Entire species vanished, not gradually, but suddenly. This is the pattern of Earth. Creation followed by destruction, growth followed by collapse. And yet, life always returns. Eventually, creatures moved onto land. Forests rose, ecosystems formed, and then came an age you would recognize, the Age of Giants. Dinosaurs ruled the earth for over 150 million years. They dominated land, sea, and air. If you had lived during that time, you would see